Imagine it's a normal Monday morning. The sun is rising and the streets are slowly coming to life. Your family is getting ready for another ordinary day. Your children are laughing in the back seat and your partner is checking today's schedule. Everything feels completely normal. But there is one thing that makes this drive different. There is no one behind the steering wheel. The car begins to move on its own. It changes lanes with perfect timing. It stops at every traffic light and gently accelerates through every turn. It never gets tired, it never gets distracted, and it never checks a phone or loses focus for even a single second. At first, it feels incredible. Then something unexpected happens. A truck suddenly speeds through a red light. Everything changes in less than a second. There is no time for a human to react, no time to think, no time to make a decision. Only the AI can decide what happens next. Would you trust it to protect the people you love the most? This is no longer a scene from a science fiction movie. It is becoming reality faster than most people realize. Around the world, millions of dollars are being invested to build cars that can drive without human hands on the wheel. Some of these vehicles are already carrying passengers through busy city streets while making thousands of decisions every single minute. The idea sounds almost unbelievable, a machine driving better than a human. But what if that machine is actually safer than most drivers on the road today? Every year, more than 1 million people lose their lives in road accidents around the world. Most of those crashes are not caused by broken cars. They are caused by human mistakes. People get distracted, they become tired, they drive too fast, and they make bad decisions in the worst possible moments. Artificial intelligence does not get sleepy, it does not drink, it does not text while driving, and it does not panic under pressure. So does that mean AI is already the better driver? Or are we placing too much trust in technology that still has a lot to prove? The answer is far more complicated than most people think. Because teaching a car to move is easy. Teaching it to think like a human may be one of the hardest challenges in the history of technology. The companies leading this race are spending billions of dollars to solve that impossible problem. But before we see how close they really are to changing the future forever, we need to understand one important question. How does a car with no driver actually see the world around it? Take a moment and look around you. When you drive a car, your eyes constantly scan the road. You notice traffic lights, you read road signs, you watch other drivers, and you predict what they might do next. Without realizing it, your brain makes hundreds of decisions every minute. Now imagine doing all of that without having a brain. That is exactly the challenge engineers are trying to solve. Instead of human eyes, a self-driving car uses an entire network of cameras and sensors. They never blink and they never look away. Every second they capture thousands of pieces of information from every direction and send them to an AI system that is constantly asking one simple question. What should I do next? The AI studies every moving object around the car. It watches people crossing the street. It tracks bicycles. It measures the speed of nearby vehicles and even predicts where they are likely to be a few seconds later. It all happens so fast that most passengers never even notice it. Imagine driving through a busy city during rush hour. Cars are changing lanes. Motorcycles appear from nowhere. A child suddenly runs toward the road while rain begins to fall. For a human driver, that moment can feel overwhelming. For an AI, it becomes a massive calculation happening in real time. Within a fraction of a second, it compares thousands of possible actions before choosing the safest one. And it sounds almost impossible. Yet cars are already doing it today. Companies like Tesla believe cameras and artificial intelligence are enough to create the future of driving. Their goal is simple: build cars that learn from millions of miles driven by real people and become smarter every single day. But not everyone agrees. Another company called Waymo has taken a completely different path. Instead of relying mainly on cameras, it adds powerful laser sensors that create a detailed three-dimensional map of everything around the vehicle. One company believes AI should learn to drive like a human. The other believes technology should see more than any human ever could. Both are chasing the same dream: a world where road accidents become incredibly rare and driving becomes safer than ever before. But here is the question that changes everything. What happens when the road throws a situation at the AI that it has never seen before? Because no matter how intelligent a machine becomes, the real world is always full of surprises. And sometimes one unexpected moment is all it takes to test whether artificial intelligence is truly ready for our roads. Now imagine you are sitting inside one of these cars. The journey has been smooth from the very beginning. Every turn feels perfect. Every stop is gentle. You slowly forget that no human is actually driving. Then, without any warning, something completely unexpected happens. A ball rolls onto the road. A second later, a small child runs after it. At the same time, a truck is approaching from the opposite direction, and another car is driving close behind you. There is no perfect choice. There is only 1 second to act. This is the moment that separates a normal computer from true artificial intelligence. The AI cannot panic. It cannot guess. It has to make the safest possible decision using everything it knows in that exact moment. This raises one of the biggest questions of our time. Who should decide how an AI makes life-changing decisions? Engineers, governments, or the people who will trust these cars with their families? This is known as the ethical challenge of self-driving cars, and even today, there is no answer that everyone agrees on. But difficult decisions are not the only challenge. The real world is unpredictable. Heavy rain can hide road markings. Thick fog can reduce visibility. Construction zones can confuse navigation. A police officer giving hand signals may completely change the normal flow of traffic. These are situations that humans often understand through experience and common sense. Teaching that same understanding to a machine is far more difficult than teaching it to stay in a lane. And then there is another concern that many people rarely think about: cybersecurity. A modern self-driving car is more than a vehicle. It is a powerful computer connected to software networks and constant updates. That means protecting the car from cyber attacks is just as important as building a smarter AI, because the safest driver in the world means nothing if someone can interfere with the system behind it. Over the years, there have also been real crashes involving self-driving technology. Each one raised difficult questions. Was the driver paying attention? Did the software make a mistake? Could the accident have been prevented? Every investigation pushed engineers to improve the technology. Every update made these systems a little smarter than before. Progress has never been perfect, but with every success and every failure, artificial intelligence continues to learn. The question is no longer whether AI can drive. The real question is, will it ever become better than every human behind the wheel? And if that day comes, are we truly ready to give up control? Now imagine the world 10 or 20 years from today. You leave your house in the morning and your car is already waiting outside. There is no engine noise, no steering wheel to hold, no stress about traffic. You simply choose your destination and the journey begins. While the car drives itself, you answer emails, read a book, watch a movie, or spend time talking with your family instead of watching the road. For millions of people, that future sounds exciting. For others, it feels deeply uncomfortable. Because driving has always been more than just getting from one place to another. For many people, it represents freedom, independence, and control. If artificial intelligence takes over the driver's seat, are we ready to give up something humans have enjoyed for more than a century? The impact could reach far beyond our daily commute. Taxi services could change forever. Long-distance trucks could travel across countries without stopping for rest. Delivery vehicles could operate day and night with incredible efficiency. Emergency vehicles could reach people faster by communicating with every car on the road. Traffic jams might become less common because intelligent vehicles could work together instead of competing for space. Roads could become quieter. Cities could become cleaner. And one day, road accidents caused by human mistakes might become extremely rare. But every great technological revolution comes with difficult questions. What happens to millions of professional drivers whose jobs depend on being behind the wheel? Who takes responsibility if an AI-controlled car makes the wrong decision? Can software ever earn the same level of trust as a human being? These questions still have no simple answers. The future of self-driving cars will not be decided by technology alone. It will also be shaped by laws, ethics, public trust, and the choices we make as a society. One thing is already clear: artificial intelligence is no longer waiting for the future. It is quietly becoming part of our everyday lives. The real question is not whether self-driving cars are coming. They are. The real question is how soon they will become so safe and so reliable that driving your own car feels as old-fashioned as using a paper map. And when that day finally arrives, will you still want to sit behind the wheel? Or will you trust artificial intelligence to protect the people you love the most? Only time will give us the answer. If you enjoyed this journey into the future, don't forget to subscribe to Nexa Mind because the next revolution is already on its way and we'll be there to explore it together.